Well, good morning, councillors, and welcome to a very important special meeting in the life of Toowoomba Regional Council. This meeting is to appoint the next CEO for Toowoomba Regional Council. Of course, our council being part of a very large region, 13,000 square kilometres, of $7 billion in asset base. This is an important decision, and in fact, it's the only person that this council, as councillors, elected representatives, actually employ, is the CEO. And I'll talk a little bit about that as we move through the agenda. But can I particularly welcome our interim CEO, Colin Jensen, and thank you, Colin, for your very wise and sage advice for us for your period that you're here, and you're still here for a couple of weeks, and we'll make full use of that as well. So thank you, Colin. But to our general managers, thank you very much for your attendance, and to all those in the gallery and those watching online. And a particular thank you to councillors by way of the way in which we've carried out this very important responsibility over the last 4 months or so. Just checking that Councillor Tim is online.
Good morning, Mayor. Present.
Thank you, Councillor Tim. Thank you very much. So welcome to our special meeting of Toowoomba Regional Council. This meeting is being live streamed and is available post this event, post this meeting as well, for those to look back on if you so require. All of those that are gathered in the room, thank you very much indeed for your attendance today, and those that are watching online. Councillors, before we move to item number 1, I would like to flag a slight but yet important change to the agenda. And the change is such that board papers have been received, and it's also been notified through the public that item number 3 of this particular meeting would be a motion by which we close the meeting to the public. Now, as chair, I particularly propose not to do that today, and therefore I ask for council's indulgence that we would move directly from item number 2 to item number 4. In doing so, councillors, your resolve, your books, you will note that you've got 2 files, and one of which has item number 4 also listed as confidential. My proposal, if I get agreement, is to not have that as confidential, and we'll move through the process. Councillor Rebecca?
Yeah, I so agree.
Thank you. Happy to move that. Seconded by Councillor Melissa. Those in favour? Motion's carried unanimously. Tim, we will keep a check on you online. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Councillors, item number 1 is the opening of the meeting, acknowledgement of traditional owners. And today I wanted to particularly make mention of the Reconciliation Week event that took place yesterday at St Saviour's College. And in doing so, acknowledge the councillors were present at that event, which is held annually, and I thank the Principal, Jessica Wade, for conducting this each and every year. The theme for National Reconciliation Week is Bridging Now to Next, and importantly, I wanted to acknowledge the presentation by Kiki Sands Hart, who's from Hopevale, northwest of Cooktown. In Year 12, she's in fact the Indigenous leader for Year 12. And she spoke with so much passion and respect for her, was her great-grandfather, in fact, and the journey that he had as one of the stolen generation. And if there was any example of bridging now to then, or now to next, it is Kiki's presentation. She finishes, as I say, Year 12 this year. She already has a placement as an assistant nurse at Cooktown Hospital, and is obviously planning to continue those studies next year. It's just a wonderful story of a young lady, and should inspire many more wanting to go home to where she's from and inspire another generation. So to Kiki, thank you very much, and to St Saviour's College, thank you for doing that for us. So councillors, we then move to item number 2, which is the attendance, including apologies, leave of absence, granting leaves of absence, and declaration of conflicts of interest. Noting that Councillor Tim is attending online, there are no apologies, so thank you, councillors. Declaration of prescribed or declaration of declarable conflicts of interest. There's none advised. Is there anyone that would like to request a leave of absence in this meeting? Not this meeting, but subsequent meetings? No, thank you very much. Councillors, as flagged at the start of the meeting, we will then move very soon to item number 4. But before doing that, Deanne, if you could, before doing that, just a couple of opening remarks, because when this comes up on the screen, the nominated person will come up in the recommendation. But I wanted to just say a couple of little things in regard to the process, which is important, and by way of thanking councillors for the way in which that we've undertaken this very important task. So in February this year, Council appointed On Talent, which went through a level of selection process in its own right. On Talent is a recruitment agency to undertake the recruitment process to fill Council's vacant CEO position. On Talent advertised the vacancy locally, statewide, nationally and internationally to seek appropriately qualified and experienced candidates. The advertised position produced over 100 expressions of interest, culminating in the receipt of 61 applications, of which 10 underwent a screening process. A subsequent 5 preferred candidates were interviewed by a panel consisting of all of us, the elected representatives, as well as the Chief Executive of On Talent. The panel conducted a further round of interviews with 3 candidates who underwent further screening checks, which culminated into today. And therefore, Deanne, if you could bring up the item number 4, and the recommendation therefore will become public and therefore known. And in doing so, I'm very happy to read out the recommendation. The recommendation is that Council 1 approve the appointment of the preferred candidate, Mr. Salvatore Petrosito, as the Chief Executive Officer of Toowoomba Regional Council under Section 1941 of the Local Government Act 2009 for a maximum term of 5 years. 2, delegate authority to the Mayor and Deputy Mayor to finalise the proposed contract of employment associated with the appointment referred to in 1 above. 3, delegate the Mayor to execute and manage the finalised contract of employment on behalf of Toowoomba Regional Council. And 4, authorise the Mayor to make public the name, qualifications and experience of the appointee to the position of Chief Executive Officer of Toowoomba Regional Council once the contract of employment has been executed by all parties. Councillors, that's the recommendation that is before us. From a public interest perspective, it's important to give some background of Sal. And councillors, I'll start with some statements that we focused on to appoint this position. To appoint someone who is values-based, inclusive and results-oriented, focusing on creating trust, aligning teams and delivering for community. That was a shared understanding of where we would head. And very pleased to say that following a rigorous and comprehensive executive search and assessment process, Sal has been identified as the most suitable candidate for the role of CEO of Toowoomba Regional Council. Sal is a highly accomplished transformational leader with over a decade of experience as Chief Executive Officer of the National Heavy Vehicle Regulator, NHVR, where he led significant national reforms and organisational transformation across complex regulatory and stakeholder landscapes. Sal has over 30 years of executive leadership experience. As I mentioned, more recently, more than a decade as the CEO of National Heavy Vehicle Regulator. He's well known for delivering cultural transformation and strategic outcomes in complex environments. Sal has foundational local government experience, having held senior positions with Brisbane City Council, along with executive roles with the Department of Transport and Main Roads, and while most recently transforming the NHVR into an award-winning customer service champion. Sal has also received an OAM for his fine work in that role, but importantly from a customer perspective, for our ratepayers' perspective, Sal has been part of an organisation which was awarded a Customer Service Experience Award, which for us right now is very important as well. So for all of those reasons, councillors, and many more, which obviously will be disclosed at some point, the recommendation is therefore before you. Councillor Rebecca move. Councillor Carol Taylor second. Those in favour? That motion is carried unanimously. Thank you, councillors.
I'm in favour of
thank
the
you, Tim.
officer's recommendation.
Thanks very much, Councillor McMahon. That does conclude this special meeting of council. And again, can I personally thank all councillors for the way in which we have we've gone through this process with great rigour, but also an open mind and a willingness to do our best to employ who we feel will be the best person for this organisation right now. So congratulations to Sal and to his wife Michelle and family. We look forward to welcoming them into our community very soon. Thank you, councillors. That concludes the meeting.